each taken the first step across the bridge to success. Now, who among you would like to go 100,000 times faster? Who would like to get 100,000 times bigger? Excellent, excellent. That commitment is the second step to Silicon Valley style success. Being willing to work the long hours, to sacrifice, to achieve your mission, your passion. Now, in Silicon Valley, entrepreneurialism is all about solving problems. We say necessity is the mother of all innovation. It's not an idea, it's not a research project. It's identifying a real problem and committed to do whatever it takes to solve it. Think, for example, of Travis. Travis had been out to a party, 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, and he wanted to go home. Standing on the streets of Los Angeles, he couldn't find a taxi that was free anywhere. There were no buses. There was no way to get to his home. That was a problem. That's what led to founding Uber and completely disrupting the taxi industry. He recognized the problem, talked to other people. Many of us have experienced that in our lives. Now, maybe you're one of the fortunate people on the planet that doesn't have any unsolved problems. Everything just goes perfectly in your life. If that's the case, talk to people around you. And chances are you will find problems that should be solved. That was the case for the Airbnb founders. 3 young men had a nice apartment in the center of San Francisco, seemed to have everything they wanted. But they recognized that very frequently, when their friends, family, associates were in San Francisco, they got calls of, "Can't we stay at your place? Because we can't afford the expensive, crappy hotels." And so they began to think, maybe there is a problem in providing bed, breakfast, clean, safe place to be for young people. And they went out and took the step, which is identified customers. And have a problem, and you can have passion. But until you have people that are willing to pay money to solve that problem, and until you really understand the demographics, the age and height, the size, where these people are, you're not ready to build a business. So identify the problem, talk to people, start small, and build from there. So you've got commitment, you've got a problem, you've got customers. Now it's time to build a company, which means collaboration. Silicon Valley is a large place. Through collaborating with others within this 8 million person ecosystem, you can get quantum growth and speed. Let's face it, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. And I believe each of us has something I refer to as motivated skills. What we're good at doing and that we enjoy doing. So by understanding yourself and what you really bring to the table to solve that problem you're committed to, and recognizing the things that are not your motivated skills, then reaching out to other entrepreneurs, reaching out to people in academia, reaching out to people that have done it before or already in corporates, encouraging them to come together and collaborate with you will give you a much broader range of skills, experience, and more people committed to solving your problem. In Silicon Valley, we start with the customer's collaboration, and then eventually go to investors. The investors are the last piece that we go to. Because by then, you've already proven it's a problem, people are willing to pay, and you're building a company. The Silicon Valley style is about the problem, the customers, and the people, and the mindset. That's the real difference. The mindset, moving away from, I have an idea and it's mine. I'm going to protect it. Yes, if I talk to anybody about it, maybe they will take it from me. Maybe they will build something even better than I can do. You've heard that statement before. What's wrong with that statement? Fear. Fear. It's coming from fear. I want to hold on to my baby. I don't want to let my child go to school because somebody may say something bad to them. This fear of letting that idea out into the world, letting it grow up, letting it be its own thing. And if you have a real passion for your idea, just like you do for your children, you want to see them flourish. You want to see them come into the world. And let's face it, there's a lot of problems out there to get solved. The chance of somebody else that has exactly your motivated skills, that have your background, experience, and your same passion for this problem, the chance of that happening is pretty slim. And even if it does, even if you find somebody that says, you tell them, great point about their problem. I agree, I've been working on that as well. In Silicon Valley, we consider that a feature, not a bug. We look at it as, yes, you said the same problem, and you come from a different background. You have a different set of people you're collaborating with. Let's take what I've got and what you've got and put them together. 1 + 1 = 3. Because by working together, we can get to that quantum growth. We can expand by having 15 collaborators instead of 7 and 8. Just think of how much can come. And we can probably serve an even bigger market if we're focusing on 25 to 32-year-olds. You're focusing on 35 to 45-year-olds. Cool. The two go together. But it's a mindset of collaboration, a mindset of working together, bringing out individual skills, but putting them into one collaborative activity to solve a problem. It's exciting. It's an opportunity that each of us can achieve. And I would suggest you can do that even with peace. Start it with your purpose. What is that problem you're solving? Why are you building a company? What's the world gonna be like when it's at its highest level and peak, and you've addressed it? What markets will you have disrupted? Set a purpose, set a mission, commit to that, and then go out and explore. Who else is experiencing this problem? Who shares my vision? And who's willing to spend money to solve it? Because you gotta have customers willing to pay in order to have a company. Once you've identified, yes, there are people willing to pay, jump in. Time is of essence. Things are happening more rapidly now than ever before. In July, when I was in Silicon Valley, I would have a conversation at lunch on Monday. By Thursday, what we talked about was completely irrelevant. It's happening that quickly. So if you have the commitment, you know what you're doing, people willing to pay money, jump in. You don't have all the resources, no problem, collaborate. Tell others about your idea and get them engaged. But when you find those people that have a similar passion, that have different lower-rated skills, resources, tools available to them. Then empower them. Allow them to leverage your idea, working with you, checking in on a regular basis. You started across the bridge. You've committed to taking the second step. Now is the time, during this event today, to talk to each other and ask each other, what is your purpose? What problem are you solving? What kinds of customers are going to pay money? What is that type of target audience that is ideal for you to get from which you can grow? What actions are you going to take tonight as a result of what you learned in this event today to move it forward and take another step forward? And how can we collaborate? At breaks, as you get coffee, asking one another, what are you solving? How can I help? What can I provide to help you grow? Because by helping others, you're building a collective community of real innovators that can indeed change the world. It starts with taking a step to go forward and achieve quantum growth. I'm happy to take questions, comments, debates, disagreements, other challenges that you want to bring forward, and encourage you to reach out. I'm very active on LinkedIn and happy to provide connections to resources where possible and explore how my network can help your networks build a better future. Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.